We'll probably suspend the order and let Mike and Lisa start if you like.
I appreciate that. I'm gonna stay here until after this meeting anyway.
Regardless.
so-
Lisa?
So I'm here to ask about money that we have. It's called 4E money. It comes to the public defender's office. It's due over the last 2 years. And it comes to us along with our reimbursement request. When they send our reimbursement money, we get some 4E money. It doesn't amount to very much. It's about $6,000 to $7,000 a year, but still that's some money. And it's based on the number of PINS cases that public defenders are appointed to. So they read my reimbursement request and we have to show what was assigned to every attorney. And so they go through that and then they give us these funds. It's supposed to be used to promote PINS cases to the public defender's office. And so the best way I really know to do that is to use it to give a little bonus to our contract attorneys that were, and all of our contract attorneys work on PINS cases. And I brought this up whenever we had the budget hearings in July and told you guys this is an idea to give our attorneys a little more money without me having to ask you for money because it's not county funds. So it would be $1,600 per attorney. $6,400 would be the total that we would disperse. I did bring it up at my public defender board meeting and the board approved it in October, so I'm just asking for your approval.
We have to like appropriate this or what?
It's kind of a grant fund, so it's council approval only.
They can use it how they see legally fit.
And I guess I also want to ask, because I didn't know until Mike told me that I need to come today and ask the council for approval. I thought that as the public defender board, that my board could decide how to use it because it can't be used for other things and it's not county funds. It didn't come from county funds or anything. So I guess I want to ask too, if you guys would let my board decide each year how to use those funds and use it for bonuses if they want to. Or if you want me to come back and ask you every year. I don't know what else we could do with the money.
I don't know that it really matters on it. I just was not for sure for this year. That's why I wanted you to come to.
Yeah, it didn't really say. I mean, the grant just kind of says what we're supposed to use it for, but I emailed the Public Defender Commission too and asked them and they didn't give me a.
I mean, the only time we really,
If he wants to do that procedure, we can.
the only time we really address grants is when they're the reimbursable ones. This isn't even reimbursable. This is they get the money and they spend it, right?
We get the money and.
We're not spending any money out of our,
No, it's not been from.
Yeah, normally we'll have, we want it to be requested if they're gonna spend in the red to get it and then get
Then they get it
reimbursed
back.
for it. We
I
wanna
don't
make
see
sure
an issue
we
with
get
this at
that.
all.
Yeah, I was putting it in my supplemental fund to begin with, and then they came back and told me, no, don't do that. And told us to put it in a separate fund, so Christy moved it to a separate fund, but it was brand new, so nobody, I was emailing Indianapolis and asking questions and.
And the public defender board is 100% approved of this. And it,
Yes, they approved it at the meeting that we had in our local public defender.
I will, as long as this is never becoming a reimbursable issue, I will make the motion that we allow the expenditure and then going forward, as long as it's never reimbursable, whatever the approval of your public defender board allocates that funds for, I don't have a problem with. I'll make that motion. As long as it doesn't become a reimbursable grant. Does that make sense?
What do you mean by reimbursable?
80% of grants we get right now is you're getting 50 grand, but you gotta spend it first. Give me the receipt and then we show you the,
Oh, they already gave us the money.
right. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. As long as it's not reimbursable ever, then I don't have a problem with the expenditures
Use,
approved by your board.
use any of, like, you're gonna use those funds. Is that going to be used for other things that we would normally fund?
You can't use it for things, this public defender money. You can't use it.
I would assume every person on the public defender board is some form of an attorney, so I don't think they're gonna use it the wrong way. I think they're gonna, I would,
Well, I don't.
Are you asking like equipment or like things like that?
No, the things that we would normally pay that, they're gonna be replacing that with, like if you're paying them
Oh,
for jobs they've done or or like you said, the different,
No, we pay them their contract
Sure.
amounts for the regular budget, so this would be in addition to the regular contract amounts because it's a bonus payment.
you don't have like other bonus payments and that you get from county?
No.
I've seen other things in
They
different,
get regular salaries from the county.
Okay.
And we didn't give them a raise this past year because the first budget I submitted, I asked you guys to give them a raise, and then I was talking to the Public Defender Commission at Indianapolis. And talked to them about this, and then about that we would pay the bond hearings, you know, that we're supposed to use the bond grant money to pay the bond hearings, which don't really have anything to do with this, but. So in talking to them is how I came up with some of these ideas, as opposed to asking you guys to give them money out of county funds for raises.
I think this is gonna be a limited, you can only use it for certain things, right, is what you're saying?
Yeah, we have to.
This is no money that's coming to us to go to them, so I think we allow them to spend it as they see fit, as long as it doesn't become reimbursable. That's my motion.
Yeah, we already have to.
Jeff seconded.
A motion and a second. Any other discussion, questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Judge Mead, would you like to?
Well, members, I've just got just a few requests here. These are all pretty easy. First one is asking permission to use some money out of the fund for some public improvement. It's really just some rewiring of the microphones. We're going to redo some benches. I'm requesting refinish the old tables that had split, just some stuff like that. This will be coming out of Fund 2501, Wendy. It's there's quite a bit of money in there. This is the money we actually were saving to use to remodel the magistrate's courtroom, which we saved. So.
How much are you asking to spend?
No. I know I need the electricians for a day because we've got to run down with our system in the courtroom. We're picking up WRAY. I'm not sure how that is. But, we got to have a day. We've got a day set where PCS and maybe another group is going to come in and trace some wires down. So I've got that. The door glass. This is a door between the courtroom and the bailiff's office. We're going to replace with safety glass so we can see. Because I had a female attorney got hit last week in the head to reduce the exposure for the county. So I got permission from the commissioners to do that as far as the building and so forth. It's very similar to that glass I put in the entry door in courtroom where you can see. So what else? The benches. Whenever we redid the flooring in the courtroom, I left the first 2 rows of benches out because we have some larger people who can't fit into the bench during jury trials or chairs, put down chairs. So I found 2 old benches up underneath the west side of the courthouse. Really, really old benches with the cast iron, and I'm gonna have them redone and put them in the front for larger people, also for officers with utility belts who can't sit out there. And then I'm also gonna have 2 spots for wheelchair sticker on the floor, so we don't have a place to park. And if it helps anybody, I did get Jerry Stillwell's approval.
Is that it?
No.
Yeah, like, can we do amount not to exceed, like,
Let me see this. Oh, the tables, the old
Right.
tables. I don't want new tables. I just want to fix the old ones
hey,
or split. Let me look here.
How much money you have in there?
what's the fund balance?
136,000.
Obviously, we're not gonna spend that. Like, what do we not exceed? Like,
It'll be fine.
I'll make a motion that we allow expenditures not to exceed $10,000 out of this fund.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Further questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
That'll be enough,
7-0.
Judge? You said that'd be enough money, 10,000.
Okay, second one is I'm just asking permission to hire, not hire, but we'll hire, fill 3 spots. It's already been funded. Extra position you guys last year, and then I need to replace. I'm gonna put a court reporter into that position, and then I'm gonna hire 2 court reporters, because I'm already down 1. I'll start with this.
These are all funded positions. So you guys been through this a couple times. We just have to shake our heads. There's no vote. We do require them when they refill to make sure that we're all good with replacing. Don't see any issues there.
This last one, I'll give you a courtesy copy. I think I already meet the email receipt. This is just a summary of, since I'm transferring or moving court order to the probation officer position, salary's a little different. So it's down.
Yeah.
That was a long email ago, so I'd have to go dig in.
Long email ago.
That was a long time ago, long time ago.
I've got it.
Yeah,
Well, I just want to get it. Dropping stuff on. What I had done was I put in the budget for that probation officer position. And I just guessed, because didn't know who I was gonna hire, okay? We all know that that salary, in fact, attached to the back of this is the minimum salary schedule for probation officers. We're required by statute to follow that, okay? I didn't know who was gonna hire, so I just picked a number at random, pretty much, kind of in the middle. I think you guys put in my budget, let me see here. You guys put in my budget 16,448. And then by giving, Corey, the person I'm putting over there, her years of experience, that salary is gonna be
75,500.
75,561. So I'm asking for the difference. But this will actually be for next year, right, Wendy? Asking for appropriation, but it'll be for next year.
we wouldn't do the additional till January.
You can't approve the, yeah, you
Right.
can't do the additional, but I think he's wanting.
I mean-
Approval to do that.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but we're hamstringed regardless. Because of this salary schedule. Does she fit by the clerk's office standards? Are you guys happy? Like she fits the 20-year mark based on the experience?
It's been at their discretion, you know.
I mean, we've done it for other people.
Okay, well, that's what I'm questioning. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, we've done it for other people.
Right.
Stevie, Eric Jones. Some years. And Corey, she's been.
Amy, Jody.
Hey, Jody, almost every probation officer we have given like kind experience, just like my last hire, which has been Tara Kill. She was with ECS for 13 years. I think I either gave.
This one is not a stretch. I know exactly the situation.
So,
This is a salary that is set by the state that and as long as they fit the mold of the years of service, which Corey absolutely does. There's nothing we can do. So we can't take action on it today, Judge, because we have to have the 2024 budget in front of us. So in January, we can take action. I feel very confident that we will. I think we have to. I mean, if that's who we're hiring and they fit the thing, I think we have to. So. Yeah. Well, we appreciate you presenting it though. You may be excused, Jeff. I always love telling you that.
All right, so we will resume with the approval minutes from the November 14th regular session. Get those. And Mike's gonna get those to us, so we're gonna move on with that. I know we had a treasurer's report.
Yes,
Did I
I
see the clerk's
sent,
as
I
well?
sent all those out, so
And
just needed.
report. Yep, we received them.
Okay.
Department report. Sheriff?
Start your clock. 5 minutes between you and Patty. Go.
As I gave you the November report for the jail and work release, we had an average of 16 in work release, 1 female, 15 males, 90 in lockup, with the average of 80 males and 10 females. Not much to talk about, just our staffing right now. We are down 5 corrections officers out of 21 possible positions. We're looking for a field officer and a facility officer in community corrections. We are down 5 dispatchers out of 9. And that is a 24/7, 365 job. So if you know people that want to be a dispatcher, that's an application that we are actively interviewing people. We had deputy testing last week. We had 3 people apply and go through the physical test and a written test. One of them made it through, so, we hope to get the background and take this guy to the mayor's office. Yesterday, we had our two newest deputies go to the academy for their pre-academy fitness test. And, they did great. Actually, one of our newest deputies, actually placed first out of 200 people in the 1.5 mile run. And, we require our people to run the 1.5 mile in 16 minutes and 28 seconds. Maximum push-ups 25. Do a 300-meter run in 71 seconds. 1 minute sit-ups, is 29, and a vertical jump of 16. Our guys exceeded that. They did really, really well. The only other thing that I know of is we had a blood drive on the 14th. Yes, on the 14th, we shot for 20 people to give, and we had 27 people give, so we exceeded that. So, long story short, we're hiring. Any questions?
Gave you the report for November for the health department. For respiratory illnesses that COVID is removed. The state has fight up trying to the new committee, the counselor educator that we're hiring to post a job for 30 days through the state. And that is posted in that. But they didn't allow me to post it till last Thursday, so. And then we do have a couple people who have applied for the nurse position. But talking to Dr. Brink, we decided we're gonna wait to hire after first year. We didn't meet the deadline of needing them in here. So nothing cross, like I had asked you guys before, just in case. But there's some new training in the state they'll get to go to. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
You too.
You want to do the highway department while you're here?
Here to go.
Other department reports? Jail update?
Yell update.
Butler, if you go by the intersection here at Brumfield and North Main, that's changed quite a bit in the last couple of weeks. A lot of steel's been put up. I've had several people kind of ask me, well, how are they gonna get the jail cells in there since they put the walls, they're putting girders and things across the ceiling, and so we did ask that question. This for your little information, Garmon and the construction company actually go for a concrete pad on the south side of Brumfield off of the street. And this is on the north end of the building at site. And they're actually the walls and everything is going to get put up. They actually will bring those gel pods in. And there's two on a concrete truck. And they'll pull them up on Brumfield Avenue. They take a crane and take them off. They'll set them on that concrete pad. They stack them on top of each other and they actually roll them into the building.
I'm still confused because there's wall beams there.
The wall won't be completely built. It'll be 90% built and there'll be an opening. On the
Take
north
them
side
apart
of
and
the
break them piece by piece.
Slide.
Rebuild them.
Literally, they just literally slide.
Taking your word for this, George. You haven't led us astray yet, so I'm gonna take your word for this.
Yeah, well, according to Garmon, that's how it's gonna get done. They say they do all the jail pods that way that they've built all over the state of Indiana. Cause I was kind of wondering too, how they're gonna get building drop.
I was kind of wondering how they's getting the crane back in.
That's kind of where we're at. Things are moving along pretty quick right now. And I don't think they're gonna make it by December the 31st to have the walls up, but they're working a lot. I mean, they've been working extra time, worked a couple Saturdays, so they're trying to get it so they can get this thing sealed up for the winter. And the office part of the building, the only thing we're really waiting on right now is getting the windows. They're custom made windows because they're ballistic windows along Brumfield and North Prince Street. So we're just waiting on them to get delivered. It should be soon. As soon as they get those windows delivered, then they're gonna start drywall on the side of the office building. So they're ready to go. Anybody got anything else? Okay, thank you very much.
New business, we'll move to Mike Cochran.
Thank you. I just got two things. One thing I wanted to publicly, so you may be aware of it. Last year, you guys approved and funded an investigator's position in my office, and due to that action alone, I can tell you that we had my investigator is very diligent in his job and discovered through listening to phone calls, a child molestation case that led to the prosecution and conviction of a child molester who was sentenced to 40 years. So if anyone ever questions the spending of that money, that I would argue that that money alone has taken, and that particular prosecution would never, ever have been discovered but for our investigator listening to calls. Okay, so, and it removed an individual from our community who's been nothing but a blight on our community for decades. So, I just wanted to thank you for that. And if anyone ever questions the spending of that money, that prosecution alone justifies that cost. There'll be no more victims of young girls from this particular individual in our town and in our county. So, anyway, I want to bring that up. Second, as some of you may, or hopefully you're aware, prosecutor's office is currently where it is, kind of in limbo. There's been some plans to possibly utilize this building here. 3i Engineering was hired to make some plans. And their bill has come due. I would like to have your permission to encumber or reappropriate monies that I have that'll be at the end of the year. Money that is from the prosecutor deferral user fees that will be unused, unexpended balances here. Fortunately, we try to have a balance at the end of the year. And I have a balance, it looks like approximate, or not approximate, it's like the unexpended balance right now would be $59,831.53. I would like to use that money to pay that 3i Engineering bill so that there's no taxpayer dollars go to that. It is all deferral money, and that would be go to line item 33003.09. So I'd like your permission to do that. Then cover that money and transfer it to that line item. So that bill can be paid.
Any other bills you want to pay while you're moving money? We'll let you pay whatever you want. I'll make a motion to allow them.
Actually, I've been thinking of that, and I think what I could possibly do is, because we are paying rent in the building we are, is go ahead and pay some rent in advance. I don't see any reason not to do that. It's not like
You have the money?
not like I'm making interest on the money, so it's, if I can, if I have any balance left, I would like to move that to my rent, which is line item 34,900, and go ahead and pay whatever I can up front.
34,900 general fund.
Oh, that's an account number. He's gonna pay it out of 2502, which is the deferral.
Yeah, 2502, yeah, I'm referring to account numbers, I'm sorry. But yeah, I know that it would all be out of deferral money, so again, it's non-taxpayer dollars. Might as well use it if I can. That's kind of how I see it.
No brainer to me. Is there a reason we shouldn't do that? Well, how much are we talking about moving?
Well, it would be any amounts that doesn't affect any of my employees with regard to retention monies or PERF or FICA monies. I don't feel comfortable using any of that, but it would be approximately It'd be a little over $55,000.
And that would include the bill that you're also talking about.
Correct.
So 55,000 total.
Correct. Yes, I would like to just, if any money I have left over, just use to pay whatever I can.
We need encumbrances after the first of the year.
With it being a fund, but he's got invoices for rent, so that's easy, right? The one bill we can pay right away,
Are we gonna pay them this year before the year?
3I.
It doesn't.
We have the bill, right? That doesn't matter, as long as we have the.
Mind paying it this year, if it doesn't create any. Yeah, I'm all about not creating folks extra work, so if you don't want it, if it doesn't create extra work for you.
I think the biggest thing is, we might have some out of series transfers in Fund 2502. Are you okay with us making those transfers before the end of the year?
Yeah.
And then we'll cross the bridge. If we need to encumber it, we will.
Right.
So we moved 55,000 today,
And allow us to.
make out of
go ahead
series
and make
transfers to
out of
pay the
series
bills.
Transfers, yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, those mechanisms I leave to you folks, so.
I will make a motion that we move 55,000 out of fund.
There's multiple funds. Oh,
The funds.
2502.
Out of 2502
Yeah.
into
Multiple accounts.
the multiple accounts as been spoken here. And also allow the auditor's office to make out of series transfers. Based on that move.
And I know there was some discussion at another meeting about the payment of this bill. I wasn't present, but I was told about it, so. hopefully that takes care of that.
Bruce, he's paying bills. You need anything at the jail? We can get some money for you right
That's fine.
now.
With all due respect,
We have a motion and a second. Any more questions, comments? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you.
very much.
2024. Before I forget, do you mind to request that Mary Ann provide us with like an accounting of how much interest we made at the end of the year? I know it's part of it's in that report, but
Okay,
if she could come and see us in January or February with that, that'd be great. Probably February, but if she can do it by January, that would be good. Just so we can.
Your interest.
Mhm.
Yeah, on the special accounts that we've got.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how much of it was on the jail, bond money and how much was, if she tracks
There's none
that.
on the jail bond money.
What are you talking
I
about?
don't think as far as I know, she hasn't put any in. It all goes.
But the money that, the jail bond money though is invested and that interest goes to the general fund, right?
The jail bond money that is with us.
That stays all in one, and that is a building corp. So
I'm not sure I'm answering your question.
that's part of the
So-
building corp.
Well, whenever we first got the bond money and they told us, we worked with that company out of Indianapolis, through, Baker Tilly. And they invested those funds based on a draw schedule that Garmong had provided. And then here somewhere around 3 months ago, I think that when that all had started to come due and we hadn't had to make those payments yet because of delays. At that point, my understanding was she was gonna meet with them again and work off of that amended draw schedule to invest those funds. But I would think we'd be seeing interest income coming off of that.
I don't think she did.
Well, that's part of why I'd like her to, you don't think she got it reinvested? Okay. Okay, and then I know she moved another 10 million or so to German American after a meeting that we had.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know there's interest coming off of that, so, okay. 2024 salary schedule? Everybody get a chance to review?
Let's see. You've got it. No, here it is.
Wendy, any highlights?
We did the $2 an hour raise across the board, except for two people and probation. The- Everything is in your hourly or bi-weekly,
Sure.
so to avoid 27th pay and the elected officials.
Plus the sheriff's department's decent, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Sheriff's Department as well. And I went with the annual salary that you said and divided it, made it bi-weekly, 55, deputy, 57, 59. I don't think there's really many changes. Oh, the ambulance, we did do the $2 an hour raise for the paramedic, but the basic, we brought up to what the
Right.
advanced was, and the advanced we brought up, so that was a little more than $2 an hour for those two. Because like the advanced would have gone from, they were making $16.66. A $2 an hour raise would have been at $18.66. We wanted it to go to a paramedic rate, which was $19. So, I mean, a few little things there. We did the longevity, which I did not type in here, but we did attach it, the wording for the longevity, and that will be paid out next year in a lump sum sometime in December is what the commissioners decided. It's gonna be paid out at it, and then it is set so that it'll be talked about every year.
Paid out of it.
Yeah.
Paid out of it.
Yeah, as well as agreed upon.
They agreed to pay that out at it for next year. Now, that doesn't mean it will be in future years.
Sure, understand.
Anybody that's hired after January 2nd or in January is not gonna get longevity next year. Because you have to be here a full
It's an
year.
earned benefit.
Yes, it's an earned benefit.
And if you had a break of service at any time, if you've had a break of service at
Yes.
any time in the year,
You don't
because we
get it.
had ambulance people that have left and come back and
Right.
left and come back, it's your most current. All right.
Full-time.
Mhm. Yes.
Well, I think Jeremy said it when we did it. This is a generational raise that we gave, and I'm extremely proud of this council for finally stepping up to the plate because I fought it forever. And this is the best one we've done yet. So I will gladly make the motion that we accept the 2024 salary schedule.
Second. Motion and a second. Any discussion? Favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? 7-0. Federal Reserve's already had the interest rate cuts next year, so we gotta be diligent about
Yeah.
that too. So I think it'll be good to see Mary Ann January and February. 2024 meeting dates, everybody get a chance to take a look at those.
Kept everything the same as what they have been. The second Tuesday of every month, except in December. And then added, I mean, we'll figure out the dates for the
I don't know.
budgets as come along.
I don't know how everybody else felt. I don't know where we switched to go. I still like the idea of starting those while we're up here on that Tuesday rather than waiting until Wednesday to start those budget hearing conversations. I don't know how you guys felt about that.
Just starting it after one of the meetings?
Yes.
That's
That's fine.
That's what we did prior to last year.
Yeah.
I don't know what prompted the switch.
I think it
but
was because some people couldn't be here
Okay.
to stay for the whole thing and everything, so.
Is it any different for you, one way or the other, or? I'm pretty free. You're pretty free.
Free in the summer, retired, okay, retired at the end. Kayla, can you make it? Self-employed, like, okay, it's down to me and you. Yeah,
So we just might make a note on that we could try to combine that together, knowing we still may come in on Wednesday,
Right,
but. at
but
least
try
it
and make
wouldn't
them
be a full-
after, immediately following a regular meeting.
Summer's pretty open. Pretty open, huh? All right, now we have a host of. Oh, shoot, we need to vote on that schedule, sorry. Motion second, any discussion?
Okay, who motioned?
I did.
Who seconded? I did. Thank you.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed. 7-0. Now the transfers, okay. We have a host of personal services transfer requests. I'm gonna breeze through them quickly. Did everybody get a chance to look at these? You sent them out to us in the email. I'll just run through them real quick. Courthouse is requested, from overtime to part-time, the $3,000. Community Corrections Grant request from PERF to FICA and Medicare, $1,500. Prosecutor requests from Group Insurance to FICA Medicare, $2,000. Recorder's Perpetuation from part-time to FICA Medicare, $250. And then EMS requested from part-time, $87,500 into administrative assistant for $2,500, into full-time, basic EMTs, 35,000, and into overtime for 50,000. I don't see any reason to break those out if somebody wants to make a motion to approve the whole group.
I'll make a motion to approve the.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All right, then, general sheriff requests, for out of series transfers from printing to, and from latent fingerprint supplies, $500 into repairs, $1,500 from printing, $3,800 into gasoline and oil, from captain, $2,200 into repairs, from courthouse security deputy, $10,500 to gas, radar, $1,557 to repairs, from Intox school, $2,500 into air control HVAC, from sergeant, $6,700 into computers and equipment, from correction officer, $3,000 into plumbing, from correction officer, $3,000 into air control HVAC, from from corrections officer into computer maintenance, $4,000, from communications officer into gas, $6,000, from communications officer to repairs, $2,000, from communications officers to repairs, $1,000, letterhead and business cards, $177.28, and conference expenses, $342.72, into office supplies for $520, and from trash bags, $17.58 that will go towards purchasing kitchen equipment.
Motion to approve them.
That went into your time next month, Bruce, right there. I'll second the motion.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, then we had, from edit jail bond payments, 128,000 into, road maintenance, Lake Road Phase 2, 3, and 4. And from 42,900 jail bond payments into 34,900 rent in the amount of 11,800. That's to pay rent for the prosecutor's office from 11/20/23 to 01/19 of 24.
Pay that. There's still funds to pay the jail bond.
We just haven't made a payment on the jail bond yet out of edit. Second year in a row, we funded the edit jail bond money, but haven't used it.
Cause we funded it or originally it was coming out there to cover the,
bond payments, but we haven't had it made yet.
I mean,
We're only paying on interest right now.
Yeah, we just got a 532,000, I think it was, interest payment due in February. It will come out in next year's budget.
1233.
Yeah.
Oh, with the correctional tax.
But there's nothing there to cover that.
Make us short on anything.
No,
No, it'll just be, we're just behind, that whole schedule's behind where it was. So we had money appropriated. It just may mean that we go on a little bit longer than what we had thought originally, but it's not gonna be any different amount of money.
It's not like anything we can change. It's George is taking forever to build this jail,
It's
so
just, yeah.
we'll blame George.
He dropped it. We're not start paying on it.
Well, we're making 5% off interest and we're paying 2.5,
We're actually
2.4 on the
making money.
bond. We got that bond like literally the day after rates started coming up and they honored their previous rate. And then within the next 6 weeks after we got that bond money, rates on those types of projects went from 2 point, whatever we got, 2.4 to well over 4. So we could prepay it, but it's pretty cheap money. I don't know how big of an impact it would make. Now, that's assuming that we keep it invested, but the money that we have on hand, but we'll work with Mary Ann, make sure of that too.
So if we spend this, we won't be making the money on it then.
This is edit money. The money you're talking about, jail tax. This is just edit money that we already funded.
And they did this last year at the end of the year, I believe too, right? For the-
Yeah. When we didn't spend it. I mean, they wait till the end of the year and make sure we don't have to spend it. So kudos to them on that. I've made like 40 motions today, guys. Come on.
I'll make a motion.
Day Riley motion.
All right, we have a motion. Is there a second? Seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? 7-0. Here we are at additional appropriations requests. These two just require our approval. We don't have to advertise them because they're for grants. The first one is Title IV E-Grant, appropriate fund for expenditures. Cash on hand is $9,203. And the second one is pretrial grant for PD. What's PD?
Did we do this already?
Public defender.
So this is Lisa's.
We already did
I
that.
didn't know for
Okay.
sure where she was gonna come.
So that's
This
done.
one's already done.
So we just have for both of them or just, or the Title IV? Title IV E,
6,400 of that one.
6,400. Motion to approve.
Yeah,
I'll make a motion to approve the 6,400.
Mike seconded.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, then we have the additional appropriations resolution that we had advertised.
Mhm. We've
And
got two separate ones here. We've got a regular one and then we have the Princeton Library.
for the library. So the first one, the first additional that we've had advertised at the last meeting, 232 Circuit Court, $10,000 into personal services, $30,000 into other services and charges from 1159 Health Fund, an additional of $9,500. From the Section Corner Perpetuation Fund, an additional of $5,000 from the Opioid Restricted Fund, other services and charges, 26,075 from EMA Prepare and Women's Foundation supplies, 3,000 and an additional into Gibson County Veterans Donations Fund of $690.
And we've already advertised it.
Correct.
I'll make a motion to.
Accept the additionals.
Yeah.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Same. And then regarding the Princeton Public Library, they're requesting additional out of their LERF fund of 20,000, an additional in rainy day of 30,000, and from their gift fund, $90,000. It just requires our approval, right?
Right, and need to vote on it, and then it's attached. Whatever, and then it needs signature.
I'll make a motion.
All right, Hannah got it.
Motion, second. Second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? 0.
that it?
That's it.
You have anything for us, Jason? Yeah.
Great time.
Yeah. Pat, wait, Patty, you got anything?
Not really, just, you know.
Hey.
Just unexpected.
That's good.
I do that.
You want approval. And at the last pay each year's. Or then bring them to you on. the
Yeah.
first meeting.
We do that every year so they can make sure payroll's correct. I will make a motion that we allow the auditor's office to correct payroll at the end of the year and bring it to us in January.
Second.
Okay.
Hey, who fought for second? Mike? Okay.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 7-0.
It's gotta be a world record into the year meeting. Motion to adjourn.